stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out a couple cards from the Prismavisions Tarot to get the context or the general energy of your reading. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. And before I get to your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay. Just let it go because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you, either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. So the first message that I want to share has to do with noise or talking that you might hear in the background. I just saw 111. If you hear that, don't mind it. It's just a video someone's watching. But I feel that that is a sign that there may be some noise here that you need to address. It doesn't feel that strong, just a little bit of a distraction. And I feel like it may have to do with communication. It doesn't have to for everybody. But take it however resonates, as they say. For your first card, we have the Eight of Swords with Gemini. There's a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear. I'm feeling someone here who is very attached to something, and I feel like what you're very attached to is your comfort zone. I feel like expressing yourself and expressing yourself authentically, being honest about how you feel, is not your comfort zone, even if you do value honesty. Like, it's hard to be honest about how you feel because, you're afraid of getting attacked or, for whatever reason. We all can have the same fear for different reasons. But the number 8 here is really saying that you need to let go of some sort of attachment because you deserve more. You deserve better. I feel like this is a material attachment that is being manifested through some sort of mental or emotional attachment. I feel like this mental or emotional attachment, I already said it, but it's like really being attached to life only being good and easy and comfortable. I think you need to be more open to when life is more uncomfortable and challenging. It definitely feels like you're being called to embrace all that life has to offer and not just the good, I think really recognizing and understanding your worth and what you deserve is going to make it a lot easier to find the courage to stand up for yourself and what you deserve, because maybe you don't, because you don't really truly understand what you deserve or what you are truly capable of. A lot of people doubt themselves and underestimate themselves a lot. And I think learning to recognize your own strength and your own power is going to really help the collective find those things. And those are definitely some things that we need more of as a whole. We need to help create an environment that is more kind and not as harsh. There are challenges that we do create that we could avoid. I think holding yourself more accountable, you can really make a difference with that, especially if you feel angry about people who don't hold themselves accountable. Definitely a big energy here of being the change that you wish to see, practicing what you preach. And I just saw 444 as well. Stay focused on your foundation and creating a more stable and secure foundation for yourself, not only materially, but also a stronger sense of stability and security, like on a mental and emotional and even spiritual level. I feel like you need to ground yourself in some way in this reality. There's something here that makes you really uncomfortable that you need to learn to get more comfortable with for your highest good and the highest good of all. Remember that we're all connected and you can make a difference. For your second card, I have the moon, well, the High Priestess, which has the moon in the third eye. And accidentally saying the moon first, this really, really confirms with me the moon card and how I always associate it with. Okay, so something really, really interesting happened. The video got cut off because I had an emergency alert go off on my phone, which is what I'm using to record, and it was, I think, a tornado warning, and, you know, saying all this stuff about, like, you know, take cover now, blah, 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 and I think it's really, really interesting, the timing of this video, because I was thinking about recording these videos, like, 2 days later instead, but I didn't. And like while this whole tornado warning thing was happening, or sometime around that, I got this message to trust that everything happens for a reason, that this storm is happening for a reason. That's so deep. There's something about your situation that, like a tornado, even though it's destructive, it's like destructive in a beautiful way, which is a really, really interesting paradox. Tornadoes could be significant for you in general. Maybe there's a certain location that you need to be in that has the chance of tornadoes, or like there could just be something here about a fear of overcoming tornadoes, and it could be literal, like actual tornadoes, or symbolical, and overcoming, running away from scary situations, like embracing and facing challenges head on, especially when it has to do about life and death. There's something very, the timing in this video is important. Definitely trust that everything happens for a reason, that the storm that you're going through right now is happening for a reason. Destruction can be good. You have to break things down. You have to break down a foundation to build one that's more stable and secure. Sometimes it's good to destroy things, especially things that no longer work. I saw 2, 3, 4. Destruction exists for a reason. It just needs to be used for the right reasons. And also, there's just something so mysterious about this video, because there's even something significant about how a cat that's sleeping on my bed, she was completely calm, and she's usually like a very anxious cat. She's grown out of it some, but it was interesting to see her so calm in what seemed like such a state of chaos. And the fact that she's a cat, like, there's something mystical. I saw 3, 2, 1, everything happens for a reason. There's something like mystical or mysterious about being the calm within the storm. Like, that just gives me such a strong spiritual kind of energy. This reading feels very, very spiritual. I want to say in nature. I don't know why. It is possible for you to have a more beautiful, accepting outlook on things in life that we can't control, that we don't want. And I tell you, anytime like there's a situation where there's like a tornado watch or a warning, it always gives me so much anxiety. It's like the perfect representation of this 8 of Swords. I also am feeling something here right now about facing fear head on. The High Priestess and or the Moon card, or just the Moon and your intuition, could be some very, very important things. I saw 432, definitely important for a reason. I think the universe and someone's spirit guides are really came through for someone to give them a synchronistic message, to give them more hope and faith in a time of darkness and confusion. You are going through something that, for someone can scare you to your core. I'm definitely talking to someone who struggles a lot with anxiety. But you got to learn how to build a better relationship with anxiety, with your fears. It's okay to feel fear. I think that's something about yourself that you need to work on, accepting something about yourself that you may not be able to change. Like if you have a fear of airplanes, but you need to fly for business reasons, you have to overcome that fear to reach that potential. You can overcome fear. You can get outside of your head and be more connected in the present moment when things are scary and difficult and challenging. I'm seeing 555, which actually reminds me, I was on my phone with my sister, and we were looking at the website that was linked in the emergency alert, to see things about the tornado, just to see how things were going or something. I don't know how to describe it. But I was looking at this map, and it said that it was last updated at 5:55 a.m. And my sister said that for her it said 5:54 a.m. So just the fact that I clicked that link at 5:55, and tornadoes, it's a transformative type of energy. It's exhilarating. Wind could definitely be significant for someone. Maybe it feels like you're fighting the wind in some way, fighting your thoughts. But yeah, when you think 555 is about change and transformation. Thank you, universe, for reminding me about that 555. But yeah, that's what that number's about, changing, transformation. And tornadoes are very transformative. They're destructive. Destruction can be good. When I think of someone transforming on the inside, I do think of a tornado kind of energy, but it's a cleansing kind of energy. I'm going to wrap up this reading by getting a deck big enough to shuffle from this box of cards that I have. I'm going to shuffle out a couple cards for you, and I'm so excited to see what cards come through, because on some of these cards I do have little tornado doodles, because they're significant for me. So the first card is the Page of Swords. I actually felt the Page of Wands could be significant as well. I'm feeling this message about really redirecting your fiery, passionate, frustrated energy into self-love rather than self-hate. Just move that a little bit. But this says, within embarking on a new idea, curiosity, mental adventure, restlessness, mental energy, enthusiasm, eager to share ideas and plans. This is the Page of Swords. And now I almost wanted to say the Page of Cups. There's really this energy about releasing yourself from something, or liberating yourself in some way, liberating yourself from your own mind, from your own fears, overcoming being put in a box. This Page of Swords energy feels very energized, especially with that Page of Wands coming through. I just feel so much power and energy around your emotions and your passionate energy. That's your creative energy. And it's choosing to fuel that energy into self-love or self-hate. That's a very important decision, because what you are is what you will create. So if you or how you view yourself, I guess, is kind of like the kind of impact that you could have on the world, or the kind of energy that you spread. Let me just try to explain this. If you look at yourself in a hateful way, you are going to spread more hate. But if you look at yourself in a loving way, you're really going to spread more love. This sense of freedom, not only are you being encouraged to liberate yourself for yourself, but to also do it so that way you can help liberate others in the same way. Healing's going to take time. Just don't give up. Keep trying to understand yourself and why you are here, because you are here for a reason. You have a story to tell, but you have to learn from your own story to understand what kind of message you're supposed to spread. It's very interesting. Some cards just flew on the floor. My cat looked up like, what was that? But let me see. 2 of them fell on the floor. It looks like this is really interesting, because one of them says messages and the other says advice. I'll read them both. We'll make this video a little bit longer for you, if necessary, just because there's something very mystical about this reading and the timing. This feels like it's specific for someone. But for the messages card, we have the 2 of Pentacles. I spend time on what means the most to me. And the advice card says, it's the Judgment card. It says, slow down, consider choices and the reactions, be realistic, and stay true to yourself. That looks kind of off center, but we'll just, let's just do this, because we don't need to see this whole card. That works good enough. Actually, it's kind of confusing. But it's 2 of Pentacles. I was about to say, let me meditate on this energy. I actually just saw 12:22. Looking at the timer right now. Be yourself and trust that it's going to pay off. The universe is coming through with that message for you. But this Judgment card, both of these cards have a 2 on it. This High Priestess here has a 2 on it. The only other number is the number 8. 222 or 2 is always about balance and exploring more spiritually, healing, really understanding the power of your emotions and your thoughts and your true abilities. That's me thinking of the number 2, and then the number 8. Let go, knowing your worth and that you deserve more. There's something that you really, really need to let go of through recognizing your worth, standing up for that. So that way you can find more balance, a real sense of stability, and a real sense of security. I feel like there could be a special message here for someone that if you want something done right, do it yourself. You can find the courage to accomplish what you want to accomplish in life. You're just as powerful as anyone else. It really just depends on how you use that power and where you fuel your emotions and your fiery, passionate kind of energy. Like the cards say, spend more time on the things that mean the most to you. Cognitive dissonance could be significant, and overcoming that. I think you need to be more aware of the choices that you make, for sure. Make sure you're really investing in things that mean the most to you and that are really true to who you are. Even though there's a lot of fear in this energy, there's a lot of potential for power. You just really need to stay focused on you and stay focused on changing your perspective, how you look at yourself and the world and what's possible for you. I saw 444, stability, security, independence, freedom. It's all possible for you. It all just starts in your mind. And actually, it's really interesting that the Judgment card came out, because I think it was the previous reading. It could have been the one before that. The Judgment card was the first card to come out. So that could be significant for someone. But that will be the end of your reading. I hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you'd like to hit the like button to show me that, that is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can donate through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any, and thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really does mean a lot to me, and it really does make a difference. And the last thing that I want to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.